COVID update. It runs in the family. I got it in March. My sister got it recently. So if you're going to the hospital,
Yeah.
don't be a dickhead and give people COVID and wear a mask. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, it seems like the testing just isn't keeping up. I don't know if you can trust it anymore. Did you ever get tested when you? I know you said you had it, but did you ever actually get a test? I can remember.
No, so when I got it, it was April. I don't know why I keep saying March, but it was April, and like at that point, it was getting right to the
It was hard
point
to get
where it
them,
was
right?
kind of available. What was
Yeah.
that?
I said it was hard to get them when you were sick.
Yeah, so like my doctor told me that she was getting them in, and then like she didn't get them, and then I called some other place because my work wanted me to get it, and they're like, "Ah, we won't do it without a doctor's note." And then my doctor's like, "Well, at this point, it doesn't make sense." So it was just like, whatever, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Which is why it's crazy that like the NFL is gonna like now they have enough tests for like all the time. Like they're gonna test people what every day now.
Yeah, yeah. I I, I don't want to harp on this too badly, but I know your sister's situation because my wife talks to her a lot. I think it's stupid that she took a test and hasn't gotten results back yet, but the NFL is going to test every day. The NBA is testing every day and getting results back immediately. And your sister works in healthcare. Like that's so
Yeah,
dumb.
she works in a hospital, and
Yeah,
they're just like, yeah, it's gonna be like 3 to 4 days. And I
yeah,
mean, it's
that's
what
crazy.
she found out. I think Friday or Saturday.
Yeah,
She texted me or something, and she still hasn't found out.
yeah, yeah. I mean, good for the NFL. Sucks for the everyday person, I guess. But
There's money.
yeah,
Got,
that's what it is, man. Yeah,
I mean, it's important to have pro sports instead of healthcare workers, I guess. But like, that's
yeah,
also my point too. Is like I understand that it's like an example for everybody, so they need to be like, COVID's a big deal and we're taking it seriously for the NFL. Like, we wouldn't have sports, we can't have it at your kid's stupid thing because you're not having it. I'm switching this over, but like, we're not having high school sports, but like, we're having pro sports, but like that's the business of it, and it's different. Like it's like people need to realize that like they're different than pro sports athletes. Like those 500 or what 1,500 people or 3,000 people can be treated differently than everybody else in the country.
yeah, yeah. I mean, just how it is. Yeah. So the NFL and the NFLPA agreed to do daily testing for the first 2 weeks of training camp. They said. And after the first 2 weeks, if the positivity rate of all the tests that they send out is less than 5%, they'll go to every other day testing, which I think makes sense. I think every day is kind of overkill.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. I would say like even like once a week because by the time you get the next test, you're not getting the results really. I
Right.
mean, it's
Well, I
and
mean,
like the NBA though, they just had their next round. They haven't had a single test positive since they've
right. Yeah. That means the bubble's working, but the NFL isn't doing the same bubble that the NBA is. It's impossible with that many people. It's crazy.
well, training camp's pretty close to a bubble except for like the staff.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. But I don't know how you maintain that throughout the season. There's no way.
Especially with traveling. And I mean, it's going to be, but like the thing that everybody's always said is that like the disease is going to get bad again in the winter. And that's when like half the football season is. Like
Right.
they're going to be traveling around on, and I mean, most of the planes are private planes and like private buses and stuff like that. So they're going to
Yeah.
be contained. Just don't go out and like do dumb shit afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like they have a contingency plan in place for like a delay mid season if that happens. McAfee was saying today that the NFL has the rights to the hotel rooms they reserved in Tampa for the Super Bowl up to a month after the Super Bowl. So if they
Well,
have to
that's
push it
smart.
back a week or two, they have them. But
Well, I mean, they had to do it with like 9/11. So it's like they have like there is a way to do this that they know how to do it before. And I mean, it's not
yeah,
the same thing as like having to shut everything down because of like terrorism or whatever. I mean, it's way more deadly, but we're
they'll push
taking
it
it less
back a week
seriously.
or whatever. Yeah.
But it's like there's a precedent set for it that it's easy to do. Um, so you put in here so the zero preseason games was that officially agreed on or was that just offered?
I think the NFL offered it. I don't know if the PA has accepted it. I mean, that's what they were asking for, so I don't see why they wouldn't. That just came through last night, so and I haven't seen anything else on it today. So, but I'm assuming that's what the players will accept. I mean, I don't know the
Yeah,
fine details of that, but it sounds like they're getting what they're asking for. So,
and especially with that like longer plan on like getting everybody set up, like having the first 10 days or whatever being for workouts and then having practice days of no pads just to like ease everybody in because they haven't been able to like go to gyms and stuff.
Right. Yeah. I think it gives them flexibility to delay training camp a few weeks too if they need to. I know they're supposed to start like today, but I haven't seen anything that says that the rookies actually reported today. Have you?
I haven't like to be
Well,
honest, I haven't paid attention as much as I should have because I got Ghost of
wrapped up in them
Tsushima.
damn video games.
Dude, it's killing me. Like it's I've got major hours in. Like it's like my full-time job. And it's great if you want to go get it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good game.
I saw Ashley's learning Japanese for you. So
It's insanity. But I mean, even just like ESPN alerts or anything like that, I haven't seen any come across my phone where it would like
yeah.
be up to anything.
I was trying to browse like Cleveland Brown social media and I didn't see anything. You would think they'd show like, both Jedrick Wills or something and practicing or whatever, but I didn't see anything.
Aren't they in a couple days though? Like aren't they supposed to be like the 23rd?
I did see on Reddit was kind of debating it, like that they heard it was supposed to be today, but then some people are saying it's 24th too. So I'm assuming it's 24th since I didn't see anything today on Brown's social anywhere.
Well, because like the Texans and who else are supposed to be in now?
Chiefs.
Yeah, so like, are they already in and practicing and doing it?
It might just be their like acclimation period. I'm not sure, but
yeah, because I haven't even seen any updates from that. Like any sort of like this is what's going on the first because it was supposed to be.
I know the NFLPA
right?
proposed like an acclimation period. J.C. Tretter's manning that up, the Brown Center, where they want 21 days that are just dedicated to the strength and conditioning, 10 days non-padded practices, and 14, and the final 14 would be full contact. But I don't even know if they've agreed to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a weird season regardless. Like,
are they just showing up just to get tested? Like, is that the whole plan? And then, because you would think that they would have to, they wouldn't even be allowed to practice until they got their first wave of tests done.
Or even like what happened to like the 2-week travel quarantine because not everybody's hanging around in like their team's hometown. So like they would have had to move up here 2 weeks
probably
ago.
State to state though. That might be state though too. I don't know.
And then so in here I see that the New York teams are playing with no fans. Is that all year or is that until they update?
They announced the whole season. Yeah. From what the press release said from the Giants and the Jets collectively, they did a joint press release and it said no fans this year.
Have the Haslams even said anything about Cleveland fans? Like, that's the thing is that there's no plan for anything yet.
I mean, I think there's state regulations, and I don't know what Ohio's are right now. I forget, but I think they're looking at like less than 50%.
Which I mean, it makes sense.
Which in Cleveland, still 50,000 people.
Yeah. I mean, it's just gonna make the experience so much more expensive. Like it's like they're just gonna charge more for the tickets. They're not gonna lose money. Like somebody's gonna pay premium to go.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like I'm not sure what baseball's doing. Did baseball announce that there's no fans because the Indians have tarps over all their seats with advertisements on them now?
Yeah, like I've seen the Mets have like their cardboard cutouts in there and shit. Like, I don't think that they're having fans at least for. I mean, they only go until October, so like they've got 3 months. Like, who cares?
Yeah. Just you would think that the Major League Baseball would be more likely to have fans than the NFL, just because they're smaller stadiums. And you can kind of spread people out more. Who knows?
Yeah, but I mean, this is about the time that everybody stops going to watch baseball, anyways. So like, they're not really. I mean, especially in Cleveland, like this is like it's too hot for a baseball game.
Yeah, it's fucking hot. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting season. Do you think I have a note in here just outside the NFL and all the problems that they're having? Do you think there is going to be a college football season? I don't think there is. I think they're going to can it.
I don't. Yeah, there's not going to be college. It doesn't make sense. I mean, like the Ivy League. Who cares about the Ivy League? But they're canceling all fall sports. Ohio State came out and said at best they're doing conference games.
Yeah.
And then SEC said like they're optimistic right now, but like they don't think it's going to be a real football season. Like they might as well just can it and like move on. Like just call it.
Yeah, stinks. But I don't see how it happens because you got to have all those kids on campus. It's just if there's going to be football, you're going to have kids on campus outside football, and I don't think you can do that right now.
until the NCAA says that college football is a business, which everybody knows that college football is a business.
Yeah.
Separated from the rest. I mean, think about the things like, of course, like Title IX stuff's important, and like women's sports are important and stuff like that. But college football, even compared to college men's basketball, is a completely separate game. Like they just need to separate that from the rest of the NCAA and be like, look, college football is a business. The rest of it's for fun and sports. Like, I mean, Cardale Jones is going for football. He's not going for school. Like he's not. He's like there's no reason.
He didn't come here to play school. He came here to play football. Yeah.
Right. Like and how much money is gonna be lost? Like I went to a bar just because the Brewers aren't playing, and one of the bars that I do mics at, like the guys like that cut their business in half. Like right now, because they're pretty close. I mean, Milwaukee's like close to the stadium. Everywhere in Milwaukee's close to the stadium, and they're like, we would be at capacity right now because there'd be a baseball game, and now there's not.
Yeah.
And they're losing all that business. Columbus is going to shut down. Like their entire economy is based around the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Football!